Biggest relationship red flags. According to Reddit, number 12. According to this therapist, whataboutism, instead of taking ownership and responsibility for their contribution to the degradation of the relationship, one or both parties simply point out an example of the other exhibiting a similar behavior. It's a red flag because it illustrates their lack of self-awareness and poor communication skills. Communication is key when trying to mend a tattered relationship, specifically because without respectful communication, the conflict recovery process can never begin. Specifically, if I may just ice this cake, because some people can't begin to fix a damn thing if they refuse to acknowledge that there is a problem. It seems so simple when you think about it logically, but that's not what relationships are all about. In the conflict recovery model, both parties agree to the terms under which they'll communicate. No yelling, no interrupting, no I told you so's, no interrupting, please. Please. Y'all don't know anything about that. Communication, y'all gonna be single for the rest of your life. Stop singing. Each party gets a chance to share how the other actions make them feel. Then, they each propose their solutions and identify where they made assumptions or where they got triggered and why. Fucking trigger warning. They identify that they're willing to compromise. Next, we create an actionable plan with deadlines, and we monitor the progress to see if the proposed solutions were effective. In my opinion, everything can go to shit, but once communication stagnates, you're in real trouble. So even if you're arguing, you're still doing okay. You just need to work on how you're communicating. The funny and honest truth about all of what we're going to be covering tonight is that there's a likelihood that many people who enter into these relationships, unfortunately, are just incompatible, and no amount of effort can make them work. Even though it is possible for them to work with a considerable and outrageous amount of effort, it's potentially not really worth it. Because as rude as it is to say, some people need to be able to naturally be able to adapt and compromise and shift, or I don't know, snap into a position according to the other person's needs. And in a perfect world, we'd both be bending over backwards for one another. But in most unbalanced relationships, it's one person pulling both people's weight, so to speak. It's one person bending over for the other. And it sounds about as healthy as it is, which is not very. You know what I mean? Here's hoping things make sense, because big titties usually open the door for a lot of relationships, but before people know it, they can't get along with these people. And that's crazy, It's not right. But I believe that you can do better. I believe that you know what the hell's going on. In the interest of clarity, the question that's being asked here is actually directed at therapists, and it is couples therapists. Without breaking confidentiality, what are some relationships that instantly set off red flags? Do you try to get them to work it out? That's the question asked. I kind of just condensed it to biggest red flags. This ought to be interesting. You know what I'm talking about? Here's hoping everybody had a great day. Bradley seems to be talking. Relationship red flag. Her mom is insane. She likely will be too. What kind of moms aren't insane? You want to know what it's like winning the lottery? It's like finding a girlfriend that has a really, really stable and well-adjusted family, where the mom and the dad are both very happy and stable and don't take out their issues on the kids, and one of them isn't just like a butt munch, you know what I mean? That's insane. That's insane. Stability. And like, don't get me wrong, stability is one thing. They're not like in jeopardy of separation. I mean mental stability, where they don't have vices and crutches. We all have our outlets, you know what I mean? But are we all hitting the sauce too damn hard? Are we knocking around animals and shit like that? Are we taking out our racist microaggressions by, you know, not so subtly being ridiculous on the internet? And showing our support for our favorite political party by buying all the bumper stickers, all the hats. That's right. We're going to get these flags and we're going on down to the Capitol. What the fuck? Listen, there's so many ways that you guys can get your rocks off without harming other people. And in today's day and age, it's actually not hard for you to get your ass on the internet and find other people who consensually would like to enter into the same big titty antics that you're crazy about. You know what I'm talking about? Don't be nuts. Be good people. Be kind to one another. But depending on who you're talking to, maybe this kindness is just holding us back, bro. And we need to find some backs to put our feet in the middle of so that we can rise and get that money, baby. And not just 1 or 2 stacks, but I'm talking about buying that car. I'm talking about establishing that home. I'm talking about putting a little bit of land aside. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my God, bro. Continuing up this list. Was that one entry? I'm the worst. Number 3. Plus, like, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it was 8. The fuck? Why did I second guess myself so hard? If you ever feel like you have crippled yourself by second guessing yourself, you're not alone, man. You're not alone. Like, time could have stopped just now. Where my brain was like, you're wrong. And I'm like, are you sure? Yeah. Are you sure? Kinda, man. I don't know, man. Figure it out. I'm out of here. I was only here to second guess you. Number 11. Okay. Relationship therapist here. One of the biggest red flags that I've seen when working with a new couple is that when they've totally forgotten the good. Oh no. Part of the relationship therapy is reconnecting a couple with what they like about one another, what initially attracted them to each other, and what the positives are between them. Can you imagine them just forgetting completely? And all that exists now is the bile because the real versions of themselves have come out? I always like that though. Because if you guys were feeding each other a fake version of yourselves, you deserve what you get. What the fuck? That's why you should be as upset with some people who put forth this version of themselves that's fake, you know? It's not just like wearing a push-up bra or wearing a wig or crazy amount of makeup or, you know, some guy acting a way that he isn't actually like, bro. To me, it's no different than, you know, having a penis and saying, hey, you know, I was born with the ability to make this baby and you can make a baby with me. And it's like, bro, when it comes out that that's not true, you can't try to make it seem as if the dishonesty that all of this was based on is something that makes me a monster for not wanting to be in the midst of. It sucks because these masks are coming off over time as you guys get more comfortable or potentially feel like you don't have the energy to keep up the song and dance with. It goes on to say, when people come in, they've been so unhappy for such a long time that they actually can't remember what it was like to be in love or to even like each other. They're just about hopeless. You don't have to be happy for therapy to work, but if you can't even reminisce about the good times, then the good times are probably over. Huh. Seraphin Bear says the Kyle stream looks so vintage in black and white comfort view. Where is there a black and white comfort view? Are you watching this on somebody's like old school television that's like the size of like 4 nickels? You know? Whose grandma's TV are you watching? Bradley seems explosively into this list in a way that I'm unfortunately wondering if his relationships have been less than adequate. I guess we all know the answer to that already. But how much is Bradley to blame for these? Not specifically because he is the problem, but because perhaps who he's chosen has been the problem. And in that way, by extension, maybe you are the problem. Fool you once, shame on them. Fool you twice, you know what I'm talking about? Fool you 3 times? Fool you 4 times? I could feel the farts developing just thinking about it, man. Don't fart my body up. Kyle 2021, don't fart my body up. As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 10. Child and family therapist here. Not exactly couples therapy, but there are key family dynamics that set off red flags for interpersonal relationships with a family, whether it is between parents and kids, or just kids. The most important piece comes from invalidation. This comes in many forms, from gaslighting to just simple denial of another person's opinion. Most of the time, one or both parties are simply trying to be heard on an emotional level with an event or topic that was brought up, but the other party takes this as a personal attack on their ideals. Hey Dia, I hope that I never seem to speak over you in a way that makes you feel invalidated. My opinion is in no way more valid or better than yours when it comes to anything. There are a couple of things that I guess morally as humans we can agree fall on a right and wrong side, but I never mean to challenge you in a way that makes you feel as though, how you feel about something is dumb. Nor do I mean to blow smoke up your ass about anything to make it seem like you should adopt my opinion, regardless of how fiery, passionate, or firm I seem in my speech. Are we in an agreement? Do we have an understanding, Dia? I'm kidding.
No, Kyle, don't hit me.
Don't hit me. You son of a bitch!
Don't hit me. No.
That was pretty cute. Don't hit me.
Don't hit me.
She sounds like a doll, bro. What a little. I'm gonna get a Dia doll made, bro. A little chuckly little doll.
Like little interchangeable outfits.
She wants outfits as her doll now. Little dresses. We've all heard or know of people who will literally disagree with anything you say simply because you said it. Marvel the Avengers sucks my balls. That's the invalidation that I'm referring to. Cliche moral of the story, attack the problem, not each other. The problem is the game's crap. I don't care. The people make it seem like I got something to do with the devs, or you know what it's like? You know what it's like? It's like I shouldn't be saying this.
But you're gonna say it anyway.
Nah, I'll save it for a Marvel video. I'm always talking about that stupid ass game. The bottom line is this. No person is somebody that's worthy of you attacking them. If you disagree with what their stance is or where they're coming from, make it abundantly clear that that's what you have a problem with, and that's what you would like to discuss, if not debate or whatever it is. Making it personal ain't the end of the world. Everybody wants to rule the world. Everybody wants to have similar values. That's what it says. Sorry. But usually, in healthy relationships, they have very similar core values. While two parents may disagree on how to parent a child, the core value of caring about their children and wanting them to succeed is often the same. By determining that they are within the same realm of the issue, two parents with different ideals can see themselves as allies in a conflict rather than enemies. It's kind of sad to think that some parents would just be at odds with their parenting styles. It's pretty crazy. Two things about belief are red flags of poor relationships are the amount of conflict that the couple has and the yelling. Neither is inherently a characteristic of a good or a bad relationship, but may be perceived as common in bad relationships. The reality of the situation is that healthy relationships actually have a comparable amount of conflicts, but more intensely focus on addressing the core issues rather than the beliefs and self-worth of the other. Boy, oh boy, I really do like the idea of mentally never growing past that of a high schooler. So as soon as y'all start to have a discussion about anything, it really just becomes a personal attack.
Well, maybe if you weren't doing this all the time with your fat ass.
Maybe if you weren't uglying up the air all over here, I'm choking on your ugly. Can't even breathe. Can't breathe. I want to breathe. I want a beautiful breathe. But I can't take a beautiful breath because it's so ugly in here. And who did it? You did it, all in the air, leaving streaks of the ugly in the air. You ever play a video game and there's trails on, like motion blur? You're leaving a trail of the ugly. You heard of Oregon Trail? This is Ugly Trail. Oh, we drowned in the river of ugly. So sometimes you got to focus on addressing the core issue rather than beliefs and self-worth of the other. As for yelling, in this case, it's an emotional response to not feeling heard. While not the best response to distress, it's also an indicator, or not an indicator, of poor communication skills. What is an indicator of poor communication skills is yelling over the other person in an attempt to invalidate their point. Semi-related example. I had two people who were seemingly incredibly upset with one another. Parent A felt that Parent B was out of the house far too frequently and did not want to be a part of the child's life. Parent B felt that Parent A didn't understand how busy their schedule was. The fight revolved around Parent B seemingly not caring about the kids until Parent B explained that they felt Parent A was better at parenting and felt like they were only escalating the children when they started to parent. Parent A's understanding of the argument quickly changed from "you don't love the children" to "you're scared to let your children down." As you can guess, the tone of the conversation drastically changed, and there was no longer a sense that Parent A and Parent B were on opposing sides. The issue instead became helping build confidence in Parent B's parenting abilities, and Parent A was much more validating and supportive of, this course of action. Not all cases are this clean cut by any means, but I figured I'd demonstrate the basic idea, finding core values and attacking an issue together on my monkey balls. Jesus Christ. All right.
You're never at home. You don't care about our son. Our son, you don't care.
It's not that I don't care. I'm just not a good parent. You're so much better than me. I could never do that. I could never do that. What you do, I see what you do. I see trees of green and nothing to myself.
I'll be honest.
What a wonder.
I'll be honest with you. Up until a couple of years ago, every time I heard the original song, it would make me cry. Like, it would just make me burst into tears.
I see trees of green.
You're gonna destroy your throat. Don't do that.
Red roses too. Thelma dropped her glasses. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. You see what I did there? And I think to myself, you know what I'm talking about? Oh, we got like a billion more of these, man. Number 9, all right? When I see a couple in which one or both of the members are seeking to change something. Oh, damn.
We will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody
Finish it.
Wants to rule the world. Wants to rule the world.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you for that 420 donation this day, Bradley. You should know that your contribution goes a long way.
Oh, it would have been cool if you went wants to and then pushed the 420.
Or are you saying everybody wants to smoke weed every day?
Yes.
You don't tell me what to do.
I'm not telling you what to do. I said I would.
You don't tell me what to do. No, you don't tell me what to do. Oh, God. That's going to be my new favorite game. Escalating something by just saying the same thing 3 times, but louder each time. No. I don't like people playing on my phone. All right, man. What the fuck was I doing? What was I doing? When I see a couple Thank you for the 420, Bradley. That's what I oh my God. Anyway, we process where the need for change comes from, and the person with the issue elevates whether or not it's a deal breaker for them or not. We work on acceptance and tolerance of others, and I also recommend my couples are also individual. No, I also recommend individual therapy for them. Intriguing. Why did Linda say, I'm not your toy? Is that from something?
No, because Seraphin is like, like you get, if you buy the 2 dolls with batteries, you get 1 toy free or something, and then
if you get if you get the batteries, you receive a limited edition Linda doll. And she says, no, I'm not your toy.
Yeah, that's where it stemmed from Seraphim going, well, if you buy a Dia doll and a Kyle action figure.
I just like how big titty energy that is. That's something Kyle would say. I'm not your toy. You will not. I would genuinely not want to be a toy just for fear of somebody voodooing that shit right up. Like figuring out some of my hair and then attaching it or doing whatever the hell they need to do. You know what I mean? You'd be frightened at just how simple and how little you need to make a connection.
But what I mean is, wouldn't they still need something from you?
Dia, it's about what they're willing to give up. The real world is more like an episode of Full Metal Alchemist when you think about it. And if people are willing to part ways with some bullshit, you know, hey.
It's an X-file.
No, life is a let me not get into it. Because all of these are going to be online forever. So that's all we'll say. Here's hoping the titties can stay perky for the entire stream. Because the truth of the matter is, I don't know why you're mentioning batteries, dude. If ever there were a doll specifically of Dia, it would be a fucking Child's Play scenario, bro. Where she would probably move the box into your path, so when you're walking around you trip over it and you pick up the box and then the batteries fall out, because she wanted you to see that. She wants you to see that there's no batteries in the doll, but the doll's been moving and making noise and all kind of stuff like this up until this point, and you think to yourself, wow, they put a spare, this is what you're supposed to think is, oh, they put a spare pack of batteries in the box, and I'll say that out loud, you know, but then I'll go up to the doll just to check, you know, and there's no batteries in the doll.
No, the creepy thing would be that it doesn't require batteries at all.
But it's all fine because you're solar powered, Dia.
Yeah, I will be environmentally friendly. Yeah.
Never mind, I was just trying to ruin it and you're making it about you being, no, you're gonna run on like diesel.
No.
Yep, retcon. You run on diesel.
No.
And the fumes would kill a normal man if they don't open up a window occasionally. You're going to be a doll that runs on gasoline. Yep.
I don't want one.
And there's going to be a big exhaust port in your hair. And if I don't part the hair occasionally, it'll like light on fire. All kind of shit like that. My exhaust, if I was a doll, would be in the butt. And I'd have like fart action. You know what I mean? And it wouldn't be like normal farts. It would be like a hot summit fart. Like, you know what I mean?
Too far.
What happened?
In chat, someone took it a step too far with you.
Not Banana said Kyle doll will be a Tesla exclusive, and they spelled the name wrong. Got him. Jesus says if Kyle was a doll, he'd be one that poops when you feed it. Don't feed the Kyle doll. I wouldn't want any kind of inner machinations inside my doll like that. I would want to be a doll that moves. I like to think that because my doll would be black, right? It wouldn't need to move to catch the rap for everything. No pun intended, rap, black doll. That doll did it. He is black, book him. Wait a minute, I'm just a doll. Did he talk? I didn't understand it. Damn, that jigga. Talk, he talking. I speak perfectly normal English. Fuck you, cops.
What?
Jigga juga. Why? Suddenly, you're implying that my doll is not articulate. Wow. The racism even extends to the Kyle doll. Man.
Who made them like this?
I didn't make them like this. I was just saying. If my life was me as a Chucky doll, it wouldn't be child's play. It would be adult's play. You know why? Because that's how they would try me as an adult.
They're making the little accessories with your dolls. Like
Jesus says an exclusive Kyle doll would include a Glock and a sack of crystal meth. But I didn't come with that. The police put it on me, bro. You see what I'm saying?
with a free police.
Why do I want a gun or meth? Meth, dude? That's a Floridian white man's drug. Please.
Good thing you didn't stop at Floridian.
You know, if you really wanted to get racial, it would need to either just be crack, because that's what the cops are sprinkling on people, or just enough weed to where they could pretend that I was trying to sell it, intention to distribute. Can you imagine? It's just supposed to be a movie about a little doll and it's fun, but because he's black, Dia, they put the doll in jail. Maybe that's a pretty good set for a movie. That's a pretty good, set piece. What do you think? He's killing people in the jail? Little inmate suit?
Trust me, the people who...
The first kills are in the shower because they try to fuck me. They're all like, oh, look at this little, he's got the holes. He's got the butt exhaust hole.
Why?
And then I fart so hot that it burns the dick off. And they're all like, oh, my dick, oh,
Why?
auga, auga. I don't know why he's making that noise, but it's funny. Okay, I've taken that successfully too far. Yo, not only have I enhanced child's play, but I took the Dia. Wow, it's as if I decided I've gotten all the mileage I can out of the Dia doll. It has to be the Kyle doll now.
It's so cute. I would love that. Your doll would come with an easy bake air fryer.
Shut up. I used that air fryer last night and Dia's mind was blown. I was too lazy to bread the chicken last night, so I just rubbed it up with a bunch of... I rubbed it with paprika and like some black pepper, salt. I think it was like a little bit of, Jesus, it was salt, black pepper, paprika. Oh, it was onion, garlic, black pepper, salt, and paprika and a little bit of Satoshi Kon. And yeah, look, I just rubbed it up, sprayed it with a little bit of peanut oil, and then threw that into the air fryer. And then when it was done, I just sliced it all and threw it on some rice with some beans. It was delicious. Maybe I over-seasoned the beans. A little bit of onion, a little bit of cumin. And some tomato, powder. Because, what's that? I use some kind of tomato powder. Always forget what this is it right here. This is the powder that I use. Oh, you're making jokes about cumin, Jesus? Yeah, okay. Candor says, speaking of meth. What a way to start a sentence. Does YouTube randomly recommend to anyone else videos of Floridian crackheads getting stuck in weird places? I think once you watch 2 of them, man, you fucked up your own recommendations. So that's your fault, bro. I don't get recommendations like that, homie. I get a lot of weird recommendations, like people bitching about dumb stuff like they care, Can you believe this cartoon in Denmark has this guy whose body shapes into some... I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? You fall asleep one time on YouTube, YouTube's gonna make you pay for it, but at the very least...
I can come in like a little Slytherin outfit, and I can come with...
If only I could have a Slytherin robe and be a nerd doll, but they're trying to put me in jail right off the bat. It's so real. It's so real, Dia.
I think you would be safe if you're like super nerdy. Because you're so non-threatening. If you're a nerd.
Number 8. It's very easy to work out when one person knowingly prioritizes their own wants and needs over their partner's. Relationships like this are often doomed because the person simply doesn't care enough to make any meaningful change. See, not only do I care so much about you, Dia, but I also wanted to absorb all of the negativity enough so that your doll wouldn't be who, received the blunt of the, let's say, negative reincarnation. Just now, what I did is I thought up the Kyle doll, and it like shielded you. It wrapped its arms around you to shield you from all of the... Can someone find that meme where like there's like somebody like hunkered over somebody and they have like arrows and all kind of bullshit sticking out of them and spears and shit? That's one of my favorites. I love it when that's used for like incels. How can your leg reach this far? You're short. Because it's not your leg. This is a bottle of soda.
Yeah.
Well, what's the difference?
What?
Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
Look where my feet reach.
They do not reach over here. No, they do not. No. I was almost going to say it tastes like Dia's feet, too. I have not tasted Dia's feet, and I never plan to. I haven't tasted anyone's feet, and I don't plan to. I don't know how any of y'all get down, but that's not the kind of stream this is,
You give it a good morning lick.
Tanya Bam says, I get unwanted subscriptions on my subscription while I'm subscribed to subscriptions. I'm just trying to subscribe. Anyway, she says, everyone be warned, there are sex advertisement spammers in the comment sections of popular videos. Well, duh. What have you been on YouTube for 6 minutes? Those comments are more dangerous than any of you even know. You should never comment on one because for a while there were some things going around that could seize control of your entire account if you interacted with any of that bullshit at all. I've been trying to delete some of them, but I can't catch them all. And you shouldn't be trying to catch them all because this is not a Pokemon or, STD type scenario where you want to try to round them all up for, experiments. I kind of just want to wind down and watch SCP videos, man. Get some gummies, bro. Why do we have to be so far from everything? Do you think next year we'll be able to set some stuff up?
Maybe.
We got Georgia. Can somebody who knows better tell me, realistically, when Kyle gets his dispensaries on every block, like Starbucks, so I can just go get my gummies? That's all I want. 2024, Dorfac. Come on, it's got to go faster than that, man. 3 years? You guys, that's your realistic... Come on. People suck now, but y'all can't give me 2 years? Y'all can't give me 2 years? That makes me... Hibernate. VHS said it right, huh? As we continue up this list to number 7. Oh, GTA 6 comes out. Yeah. Well, I'd have better luck hoping for Skyrim 2. You know what I mean? The next Elder Scrolls before that. Hey man, that's gonna be the way to enjoy Elder Scrolls, huh? On the PC. Hey, just so everybody knows, you've heard me use this analogy before about how, Cyberpunk is a Charmander right now, and we're all ready and waiting for the mods to make it a Charizard. But hopefully in a couple of months' time, there'll be some crazy ass mods in Cyberpunk. Can you imagine, Dia, when a multiplayer version of Cyberpunk comes out and we can like host kind of lobbies to be one another and just, chill and maybe play some mini games, and maybe we can have different villagers and companions. And we can show those off like Animal Crossing.
Villagers?
Yeah.
Different
We decorate my room, and I'll show everybody my room, and they'll be all like, this is lame. And I'll be like, thank you. Get the fuck out.
There was a game like that back in the day where you had like a little avatar and you could like bring people over to your place.
What's
And
it called?
like, I don't remember what the hell it was called, but it was like popular while I was growing up.
Bruh.
Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Does anybody know what she's talking about?
Shut up.
Does anybody know what she's talking about? Does anybody know what she's talking about? That's my thing. I repeat things three times and get more intense each time. Oh, my darling. Yeah. Shut up. Holy shit, man. Listen, I want to share something with you if I can find it. The other night, I don't know what I was doing. I was kind of just drifting all over the place on the internet. And I ended up on some channel where some dude just kept saying, "Oh, my darling." And then there was another girl that was joining in with him saying, "Oh, my darling," over and over.
It was like some DJ.
Hold on, I think I found it.
Shut up.
The reason it really makes me laugh, bro, is because this dude tells them to shut up, and you can really tell that like there's passion and sincerity in his voice. Like he really wants them to shut up. It just took me back to like Xbox Live days when people wouldn't stop making noise on the mic, and some guys like, "You shut up, everybody shut up now, shut up." And then people get on the mic and be like, "What you gonna do about it, bitch? We keep talking, bitch. What you gonna do about it?" All you had to do was mute people back in the day. But people would not mute, and they would just get into these endless arguments with one another. Xbox Live is never gonna come back, bro.
Just like the 80s.
I like your comment out of nowhere. Just like the 80s. Son of a bitch.
Fucking true.
I bet none of you expected her to say that. I bet none of you expected her to say that. I bet none of you expected her to say that. I bet none of you expected her to say that. You know what I'm saying?
Weird.
Oh, my darling.
Shut up.
Oh, my darling. I can't explain why that's funny to me, man. It really just is. I'm sorry. A bunch of people yelling, "Oh, my darling," and going up while they say it. I am not. Okay, playing chill. You need to chill and stop playing. How about that? Beth says, "I am so heartsick over our country right now." It'll get better. It'll get better. Crazily enough, can I show y'all some shit? I'm gonna show y'all some shit right now.
You're not giving people much of a choice, huh?
Well, the bottom line is, hold up. Because remember yesterday what I said, guys? What I said yesterday was, just like unfortunately there's some younger white people who do not believe in, Black lives or equality or anything like that. They just consider it a photo op so that they can go out and show their friends, "Hey, I went to this thing." So in the future, if anybody calls them racist, instead of saying, "Hey, I have a black friend," they'll be able to whip out their phone and go to their Instagram and say, "Look at this march that I attended." Do you get what I'm saying? But I said those people are still to thank, because inadvertently they go out, people see the numbers, and they think to themselves, "Oh shit, this stuff really matters." And then change comes of that. Change that black people have been trying to establish for years, but because we're black and they don't really care. When some of these whiteys go out there, they're like, "Oh my God, look at that." Yesterday, a bunch of morons stormed the damn Capitol. Okay? And I'm going to say it to you like this. They scared sense into some of these senators. Because, hilariously, their belligerent and ridiculous conduct played right into the hands of their opponents by making them realize, "Oh no, this dude in office is insane. He's properly insane." And let me capture something for you really quick, because I wanted to show you. Dia and I were watching this into the night, and basically people were trying to object to the certification of the electoral
16 votes for vice president.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Georgia rise?
Mr. President,
Myself, members of the Georgia delegation, and some 74 of my Republican colleagues, and I object to the electoral votes from the state of Georgia on the grounds that the election conducted on November 3rd was faulty and fraudulent.
A bunch of these people jumped up and were like, this is fraudulent, and we object. But the beauty of it is apparently,
Sections 50.
legally, these objections need to be put into writing and then signed by a senator. And one after another, when they would ask, so is it signed by a senator? They'd be like, no. But the first one was the spiciest, my dude, specifically because, and I'll have you listen to what they say.
17 of Title III of the United States Code require that any objection be presented in writing and signed by a member of the House of Representatives and a senator. Is the objection in writing and signed by a member and a senator?
Mr. President, prior to the actions and events of today, we did, but following the events of today, it appears that some senators have withdrawn their objection.
Oh, forgive me. I'm like, we're clapping in our room here. Fuck you people.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, the bottom line is the senators had signed and were ready to object to the certification of these votes. But following the events of yesterday, they came to their senses, bro. They came to their senses and withdrew their objection. They were willing to waste all of the time under God's, I'm over it. I'm over it. But in a way, we may have some of them to thank for their unbelievable stupidity, because it scared some people into the recognition of what we could have told them ages ago. This Trump dude doesn't care about you. He doesn't have your back. He's looking out for numero uno. Today, he conceded. He finally jumped up and spoke as though someone was holding a gun on him, dude. You have to wonder what the fuck they told Trump behind the scenes to have him shut the fuck up. And finally get with the program. Holy hell. Exu Vittorio says, I coughed and farted. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, Dorfox says, American politics, this is Canadian, is going to go up and smoke some legal weed and watch the Puppet Master spinoff. What? Beth says dumb idiots committed felonies yesterday. Yup, and they got to walk, because that's how it goes. You know what really breaks my heart, though? There's probably some young black people in jail right now for something that wasn't a big deal, There are people, surely, who committed crimes and deserve to be where they are. I'm not, talking about them. But, some people, maybe they just got stopped, and maybe they got a little upset. It happens to the best of us. You know what I'm talking about? Bless you, Dia. Imagine you're doing nothing wrong, and you're pulled over, and you're a little upset. You're not in the mood for this bullshit. Why have you targeted me? Why are you fucking, picking me out? And now the cop's getting mad, and you're giving him a reason to be all like, oh, well, let me search your car. I'm going to find this, or, you're obstructing this, blah, blah, blah. So now you're on the inside, and you get to hear about all these people busting into a federal building, vandalizing, stealing this, blah, blah, blah. When just a couple of months ago, boy, are you kneeling? Not today. Not today, motherfucker. You know what I mean? What is a tit for tat arrangement, Dia? The person says, for example, I cheated on you so you can have one night to cheat with whomever. Didn't we see this in BoJack Horseman and it made us insane? Remember?
What is it?
We won't talk about BoJack Horseman in case people haven't seen it in here. But let me repeat this. A couple with a tit-for-tat arrangement. For example, I cheated so you can have one night to cheat with whomever. Or I violated your trust and did drugs so you can go out and do drugs for one night. Or do whatever for one night. it erodes the trust and compounds the hurt. It really does. And it's crazy that when we were watching that stupid ass show, they needed to learn that the hard way. And I realize I appreciate the show for highlighting that some people are that stupid and would need to learn things the hard way. But at the same time, it sucked.
It was self-destructive.
It was super dumb. It was super dumb to me. I don't fault the show for it. Like I said, I did like the exploration of the reality of some people functioning like that, where they think this is how it can go and this is how we can fix things and move forward. But bro, the crazy thing about getting too lengthy with any feelings about certain things is that, believe it or not, as crazy as they are, for some people, maybe they work. You know? Like, look at Joker and Harley Quinn, bro. There's a real life version of that going on somewhere right now. Number 2, an affair that will not end. I've never seen a relationship bounce back when a partner is still in contact with their girlfriend or boyfriend. I don't mean an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend. I mean the person X is having the affair with or is lying about. Jesus, I don't even like reading about this. Number 3, control to an excessive amount. I mostly or most commonly see partners having to send pictures holding up a certain number of fingers to prove that it's a live picture. This is abuse. Jesus.
I remember going through something like that.
What? What?
That's what...
Man, everybody would have been chasing tight little monster Dia. Can't stand you. She's too electric.
Boogaloo.
What are you guys talking about? Why does it seem hotter in here than it normally is?
Are you kidding me? My feet are cold.
I'm generating heat. What if I'm going Super Saiyan? Oh no. But I need my fluid. Number 4, overbearing parents and in-laws. I understand that there's a ton of cultural nuance here, and I work with couples who have arranged marriages as well as South Asian community. However, when a spouse is more allied with their parents and calls them on speakerphone for fights, or often speaks ill of their partner to their parents, I usually see these couples stay very unhappily married for years, and it's sad. Boy, if it's not abuse and the partner is willing to end an affair and genuinely work on it, I will help support. I think couples therapy is sometimes helping couples have the courage to voice what they really want, and that may actually be separation in some cases. Some cases. Can you imagine not having the courage to say that you want to separate?
Sometimes you feel trapped.
Everyone feels trapped for one reason or another, but I feel like...
Yeah, every situation is different, but some people may genuinely feel like they can't say it because they feel like...
they don't deserve to separate. Something like that.
Not even just that, but they may feel like if they were to bring it up, the person may try to use it against them in some way. Remember, you've heard stories of people going, well, if you leave me, I'll end myself.
Yep.
Like, if I can't have you, no one can type of mentality. So when they have that third party, it may feel a little bit safer to do it because it's like, you can't say something like that in front of this other person.
Look,
Because
man,
if you do, then,
I know these women, unfortunately. They don't have big breasts, and the insecurity, it boils inside of them. And they whisper to me in raspy and scary ways. They say, if you leave me now, you take away the biggest part of me. Oh, darling, please don't go. And I say, hey, yay, 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 hey, yay, yay. And I say, hey, what's going on? I say, hey.
reference?
What reference? As we continue this list, we arrive at number 6. I'm not a couples therapist, but I recommended a couples therapist to a coworker for some premarital counseling. I think this is the most important type of counseling, is like premarital. I would say it's the most important type of counseling, in my opinion. I don't think some people know that they're not even worthy of being in a relationship right now, specifically with the partner that they've chosen, because they allow their loneliness and strange emotions to just blow their mind in a way where it's like, oh, I'm going to end up in something, and then I'm going to end up settling for whatever, however they treat me. And oh no, now we have a baby and we're trapped. Bruh. Or worse, y'all have a baby and y'all don't even like each other and y'all coming to terms with that, and the kid has to live with a broken home. You son of a bitch. So premarital counseling, right? My partner and I had really enjoyed our premarital sessions from this super nice therapist. And when a girl from my work got engaged, she asked for his number. The day after this first session, I got a call from the girl saying, "I can't believe you sent me to this horrible, invasive, and rude counselor. I was in a panic. Oh no, what happened?" She explains. We went in there, sat down, and the first thing that he asked was, "So why do you want to get married?" How rude is that? How dare he? That's when I realized that maybe the relationship wasn't going to pan out. They called off the wedding a few months later. When you don't know, you dealing with a crazy bitch. That's why work needs to stay work for some people, you understand? I don't need to know you in any kind of capacity.
What?
What you mean, what? You weren't paying attention to the story?
Yes, but what does this have to do with you?
Not me. I'm just saying in general. This person clearly didn't know who he was dealing with. Some girl from his work reached out and then got the number of the premarital counselor. And then she believed that they were being invasive, when in reality they were asking the most basic of basic questions. It'd be like somebody being set up for a date and then going, "That guy's a son of a bitch. What a cocksucking motherfucker. He made me feel terrible, and I hope never to see somebody like this again." Tell me what happened. "He asked me what my name was." Like, what the fuck? Obviously, I'm not ready to do that with you. And you just overstepped this boundary, and I was so scared. And I called the police, and I told them that I was scared, and they took him away. But he deserved it, and I hope he burns in hell. What? All I asked is what her name was. All right, buddy. He's doing it again. Get in the back of the car. And get that black doll. I don't like the look of him. Brought it back. See what I mean?
Get his little
I brought the doll back.
too.
Get his air fryer. What is this, a little air fryer? Is this function? Make some nuggets in this.
I'm gonna take it to my kids.
Oh my god. Where the hell is my phone is all the way down there. I can't reach that.
Where is it?
No, don't worry about it. It's over there.
And I can get it.
You're a hero, Dia. You're a hero. And I can get... Okay, will you stay back, Dia? Your services are not needed.
Damn it, I'm gonna hear
And
it.
I can get...
It's like some superhero shit for real. Whoa, man. I am here. Number 5. Did someone drop the remote? I will locate it. That's my quirk. And then the remote actually talks like he's like Aquaman, but for remotes. That's my quirk, Dia.
You're Aquaman,
But for remotes.
yeah.
It's not like you're not impressed by that quirk. I know some chunky Netflix involved girls that would be all like, "Oh, I've been looking for this remote for so long." Oh, you know what I mean? Just plop it in. That's what they say. That's the romance, Dia. Plop it in.
Plop what in?
That's what all men want to hear. Plop it in. I will not settle unless I hear the plop. Number 5. I saw a couple that was doing retaliatory cheating. Oh my God, like I'm payback cheating, revenge cheating. What a train wreck, man. Aren't we glad to just not be in the midst of this? Have any of you listening to this been in this kind of relationship? Where either you or they cheated, and instead of just breaking the hell up, you both decided that you were going to cheat? And that it was just going to escalate from there? What kind of people are you? I mean, maybe I don't care about having something in the way of an open bing bong, but would it be cheating if that was the nature of the established relationship? Look, I don't want to know. When they got through their anger, they decided to call a truce and made peace. With their level of emotional maturity, I doubt it lasted. I don't know if it... Sorry, I lost my place. I don't know if I helped them or prolonged their suffering. It was their decision to come to counseling. So I think it was the help that they wanted. Other clients realized that they really want, other clients realize that what they really want is divorce counseling. That's the best way to behave, or what the best way to behave is civilly, as they move forward to minimize damage to the kids while we go our separate ways. Wow. It's sad, but when both parties realize what's up, it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, have you been enjoying yourselves? Have you been having a good day? Beth says, when I was getting married, I remember the counselor at church asking everyone if they think they can change their partner after the wedding. They said not going to happen. Well, good. I feel like that's reasonable and realistic. I feel the energy leaving me. I shouldn't have thought about it. I should trap what remains and drive through this list as if I were on my way to get nacho fries. Number 4. Someone else response made me think about this one. When a partner raises objection to meeting with me individually, during the first session, I shared during assessment that I like to meet with them both together and once individual. Sorry, I almost barfed a little bit. I'm not trying to be gross, but something about this... Hey. Yeah, listen, I really appreciate that. Thank you for following me over on Twitch, which I recommend any and everybody that's listening do. The link is in the description. I believe in you and I love you. Thank you for making that happen. But the reason that I felt like I barfed a little bit was because I was kind of upset at how this was all phrased. You know? There's a lot of song and dance to just say, I like to meet with them individually, like one-on-one. Can't you just say that? During the first session, I shared that during the assessment, I like to meet with them both together and once individually. Okay. Occasionally, I'll have the partners who suddenly become very critical or suspicious about this, asking why I do that. And is that ethical? And classic, I've heard of marriage counselors doing that before. Now that's what I'm talking about. Smoky Blues. Thanks for the subscription. Bro, that string boss is about to get stolen. I hope that everybody can control themselves and not act unreasonably. You know? Because I feel if you try to steal it, that somebody's gonna watch off stream and go crazy, and they're gonna take it from you. So don't even feel the need to, extend yourself and swing it around in a crazy way. Doesn't mean I wouldn't appreciate it, but I just don't want you to do this and think to yourself, oh yeah, it feels good. And then when you come tomorrow, it's a different name. It's a different name. Let's continue through this, okay? What kind of Sesame Street bullshit? I just lost the page that I was on. What if I go into history? Nice. Okay. Occasionally, I'll have partners who suddenly become very critical and suspicious, asking, "Ugh, is it ethical? I've never heard of marriage counselors separating people before." Bitch. It goes beyond curiosity or simply inquiring about the practice. There is an incredulous and almost panicked tone to it. And sure enough, every single time, they turn out to be some variation of controlling, manipulative, or abusive. Can you imagine going that crazy? Like, if you guys are, I don't want to say stable, but if you are in agreement enough to come get like therapy or see a counselor, why can't you both agree that, I don't know, man. I guess I can't get into the head of those types of people because it's not me. And the bottom line is, sometimes both of them could potentially be coming to spite the other person. They could be going completely of the belief that they're right and that the other person will be outed as the crazy one, and that's probably their only motivation in coming. So I guess I shouldn't be trying to think too hard into it. Number 3 simply says, people who approach therapy with the idea that they must convince the therapist that they're right and their partner is wrong. I just said this. Almost like they're complaining to a parent or boss to have them sort out the problems. Well, yeah, that's all it is. Some people just want a third party to get them to agree and go,
See, you're wrong. Fucking got him. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. So I like it.
Shea Burns says, hello. And it's probably Shay Burns. My bad, Shay. I'm sorry, sir. You know, just rub some cocoa butter on it. It'll be all right. A response to this entry says, yes, my patient wanted me to pick a side and complained about the partner every single time. When I pointed them out, that person just said, you don't understand. Wow. That's a new one. I got to try that. You don't understand. Oh. How long until things settle down? You know what I mean? How long until I look at Twitter and people are just back to their bullshit? You know, that's what I want. I just want everybody to go back to normal. Whatever normal is. Education Secretary Betsy DeVos walks away from her post. Saw that earlier. Intriguing. DNA links 2 Florida men to heads and body parts stolen from a cemetery. Now, why would you do that?
Because people are gross.
Now, why would you do that? I'm just gonna keep going. Number 2, contempt. That's what I'll hold you in. When I experience true contempt for one in a relationship, I know that it's usually over. Look towards a peaceful ending at that point if possible. I feel like it may be difficult for me to understand contempt. You know what I mean? Is it just like a pure anger? Contempt is the feeling with which a person regards anything considered mean, vile, worthless, disdain, scorn. So it's just like, I feel like contempt is like maybe there's no positive way to feel about anything that they do. Like everything that they do just pisses you off. I feel like this is the way a lot of married couples end up. Like any and everything that their spouse does just starts pissing them off. Fucking hate that they do that. It's not funny to laugh at, man. You have to wonder if it'll happen to everybody. Does it? Surely there are people happily married, living on into their old years and going crazy. Some of them, when they die, the other person just follows immediately because they're so in love and they miss them. Ugh, can't be like this for all of us. Damn, man. This scares me. Ariana says that's basically my parents, where everything they do just pisses each other off. Oh, we don't want any of that. Do they have to like separate themselves? What do they do? Have their own bedrooms? Damn. Number 1, boundary violations. Testing boundaries a little is okay, but repeatedly violating boundaries is a big red flag. I work with a lot of people who have left abusive relationships, and often they doubt that they ever will date again and eventually want to. We work on their personal boundaries, but I also suggest some easy boundaries to have and how they can help. Boundary number 1, maintain your routine. If you go to bed at 9 p.m. and wake up to work at 5 a.m., maintain that. A decent person will respect that. A non-decent person will try to bulldoze through it. It might not look this way, like, "Aw, stay up and talk with me, I'm lonely. It's romantic to talk all night." If you aren't a teen, it isn't cute or romantic. It actually makes you too tired to be able to present and critically reflect on the relationship. They are teasing and making fun of your routine. You probably don't have the same values. You need to respect my routine. It isn't about who is right or wrong. You probably aren't on the same page. Boundary number 2. Cultural trend here is to move in together within a month, so it might not apply elsewhere. For almost 6 months, don't get together more than 3 to 4 times a week. This boundary helps you to preserve your you-ness. It gives you time for your interests and friends. It very quickly flushes out insecurities or controlling behavior in a potential partner. Other good ones to pay attention to are cute things that violate a boundary. "Hey, I have my kids this weekend, so no in-person time. And I will only spend time on my phone after the kids go to bed at 8. And guess what? The person cutely surprises you with a coffee. I'd give this a one-time pass. Thanks for the coffee. Sorry I can't have you in. I'm not ready for you to meet the kids, etc." This is going over my head, bro. This is going over my head. This seems like really intense and like bitey, you know? You get back. You respect my boundaries. Get back.
Back, Simba.
It's just like, hey, why don't you stay up with us? Stay up! Huh? What are you trying to say? You flipping the table over and shit.
You trying to change me?
You trying to change me? I'm not good enough as I am. I'm not good enough as I am. What if I get a dick? What if you get a dick? What do you mean? I'm getting a dick. I'm ripping it out. I'm ripping it out. I'm cutting off my butt. I'm gonna roll it up. Cut off my butt and roll it up. Stitch it. I don't give a fuck. Stitch it to my pelvis. I'm a man. I'm a man. You better love me. You don't love me anymore? You don't love me anymore because I got a dick? Why did you take it this far, Dia? You don't love me anymore because I got a dick? What kind of nonsense was that? I'm out of here. This last one tore me up. It tore me to shreds. Is that what it's like? That's the top one in the entry, Dia.
Scary.
I think people agree with that. You will not. Yo, I feel like that was established by somebody with one of the scariest Twitters you've ever seen. Oh, shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel suddenly very tired. And I hope there's a Noah get your boat thing, but it's like a porn thing. And as interested as I am, I can't. This doesn't mean shit, does it? Biden AG pick Merrick Garland wants to defer to DEA on marijuana science and classification. None of that means a damn thing. Where's my marijuana? Oregon marijuana sales soared to new heights in 2020, topping 1 billion overall. The future will be here. Then we can all get together. Someone find me a platform where we can just watch TV shows, man. I'm dying. Forget it. I'm dying. This is all too much, man. We went full clown world yesterday. It was pretty exhausting. We went full clown world. Holy fuck. And the world. And the world was looking at us like, what? Ooh, is this real? A U.S. Capitol officer died?
What? Yeah, that's what I was telling you about earlier.
Jesus. Okay.
Which is why I asked you, do you think they're gonna do anything about those people now because one of the cops died?
Dia, they're white.
Or will
Nobody's gonna face any kind. They're gonna make an example out of a couple people, maybe. Do you get what I'm saying? But all these people just get to go home and live their life. It's as simple as that.
Well, I'm aware. I'm not expecting them to do
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
to them.
I know.
But it makes me wonder if they might, you know.
They might with
Right.
some people who have been identified as particularly aggressive. You know? If the FBI or whoever has pictures or video of people that they would consider the people who threw the first stone, to coin a phrase, then yeah, I like to think that they may come to some sort of I wouldn't call it justice either. Justice is an extreme term, but maybe they'll end up in questioning to see who they know, what they're about, if they're in coordination with any other people, shit like that. But as we see in videos all the time, since yesterday, they were waving them in. They were making a way for them to come in. Making their way to go downtown and walk fast. You know what I mean? If I could fall into the sky, do you think time would pass me by? You know, I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just. When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be that man who'd walk 5,000 miles and fall down at your door. When I crumble. Is crumble in that song? Never mind, everybody. I don't remember how Baby I'm Yours goes without thinking about it. I'm into Breakbot, but I can't remember how Baby I'm Yours goes. And I know that it's a meme song. Dia, can you hum Baby I'm Yours in a way where I remember it?
I don't know what song you're talking about.
Breakbot's Baby I'm Yours. Bro, the thing about Breakbot is I could put in another song and probably tell you how it goes without listening to it. But I can't remember that song for shit. Look at it. It's a purple link, bro. I've probably listened to this very recently.
Just look up the lyrics.
Who sings the you, my God. An old jukebox full of 45s. Pop a nickel in it and it all comes back to me. You think romance is getting old. Front old jukebox full of 45s. Pop a nickel in it and it all comes. Not popcorn, you dumb bitch. I said pop a nickel in it. Wait, it's a juke, you son of a bitch. Old jukebox full of Is this even doing anything?
Hang on.
Oh, cool.
Okay, continue.
Old jukebox full of 45s, pop a nickel in it, and it all comes back to me. That's Chromeo, bro. That's Chromeo. What the fuck is this? What the fuck? No, it isn't. You bamboozled us. Why did you lie? You lied to us. You lied to us. Why would you do it? In fact, we came here thinking you could be honest and you're lying. You liar.
You're telling me that people lie on the internet?
You really think people would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies? It wounds me in the middle of my stream.
Rid of my salad.
Enough. Dia, how come I can't think of Breakbot's I'm Yours? Baby, I'm yours.
I don't know. I told you, look at the lyrics.
I don't want to look up the lyrics because that's not fair. The second I look up the lyrics, I know it. Son of a bitch. Bro, I guess here's the lyrics time. Oh, dear. As soon as you see the first line, all of the memes come back to you.
I thought I had it all together, but I was led astray. The day you walked away, you were the clock that was ticking in my heart. Changed my state of mind. Love so hard to find. Listen, baby.
Dia.
Your wish is my command.
Dia.
Won't you understand?
When is Daft Punk gonna make more music? I'm just gonna have to sit here
And suffer.
make you monkeys understand. Why do I feel like somebody's been mentioning Baby I'm Yours recently? It's probably just that one guy. You know what I mean?
I thought I had it all together.
Buddha dinner.
I was led astray.
Oh, good God. Zelamar says, never they made too many PS. What does PS mean? They made too many Ps? Made too many PS. What does he mean? Money?
Maybe they mean like singles?
PS is British slang for money. I don't think Daft Punk cares about money like that. I don't think they're waiting to need a little more money to make music. I believe Daft Punk, much like much musicians that make music that have people like me dying for more, they're sitting on some shit. And maybe they don't regard it as ready. Maybe they want to complete a lot of other things that they are profoundly proud enough to release it all as part of a collection. I always think to myself, I wish fucking people gave a damn about Tron. I wish people cared about Tron Legacy, because if they did, we'd have gotten a hell of a lot more out of Daft Punk. But they didn't. People did not give a damn about Tron Legacy. That's okay. That's a timeline. Maybe that's somehow worse than this one. Somehow. Why do people care about impeaching Trump 25th Amendment style now? Isn't it a bit late? You know? He already jumped up and conceded. Somebody already cracked a whip on that Trump. They were like, Trump, get your bitch ass in here. And here's all like, sorry, Jesus, that may have been a bit, too much for somebody. And I apologize. Should end this before I get any more Kyle than normal. Didn't even go to any spicy subreddits tonight.
They released a deluxe version recently.
The deluxe version of what? Where? What?
I'm asking the person because the person said in chat that they released something this year. Or I guess.
Oh no, he's talking about there's like another version of the Tron Legacy soundtrack. I heard about that, but it's like, man, it's the same, boy. It's the same stuff. I got my MRI done. My face is nightmare fuel. Jesus Christ. Welcome to Arabia? What's this? It's not like poop or something, right? What's with the angle? We can't figure shit out when you have it at this dumbass angle. What's wrong with you? What is it? Welcome to Arabia. What the fuck is it? Next thing you know, Abdul's a millionaire? So it's oil. Somebody said the biggest... What the fuck is the angle of the cameraman? I'm like, is this the side of a building? What the fuck am I looking at? Fuck you. Yo, I want you to know, man, there's a special place in hell for somebody that's trying to rip Dutch angles on their fucking camera phone. You understand me? You understand me?
I just got dizzy for a second.
It's the only thing that is like offensive to the point of bringing Kyle to rage. I didn't realize that it had this kind of power over me until I just saw it, bro. You can record a video vertically if you want, my dude. Horizontally is obviously fine. But in between? Perfectly in between? Shit. I felt my hand just curl into a fist. Like, this is what hell would be to me. Is a bunch of clips that are just long enough for me to not understand what I'm looking at, but not so short that I don't care. You know what I mean? Forbidden technique. Is this woman karate chopping someone's taint? Okay. He's not gonna drink it, is he?
Here's my gas can.
Okay.
My brother Josh blew himself up and his 2 kids.
That's it? Bro. I should show y'all what I saw on Deep in YouTube earlier today. It wasn't really crazy. It was just like the noise of it was really bothering me. Here we go. Yeah, boy. So just so y'all know, this is one of the dimensions that Chris Chan is always talking about, how it may merge here. So be careful, you know. Be careful about what's coming. Don't say Kyle didn't warn you. Speaking of warnings, if you're financially stable enough to equip yourself, this may be a Kyle warning to start not hoarding anything, but just making sure that your pantry is well stocked. You don't know what may be coming in the future. This is not something to get alarmed about. But at the very least, if we've made it this far, considering last year was just a nightmare, and a lot of people were in scenarios where it seemed as though there was nothing we could do but get this thing, if that was what was going to happen, and we fucking made it somehow. So, be careful. Love you. I'm not saying you need to start doomsday prepping like Zelamar, bro. Oh boy. But start now. Squirrel a little bit away, and before you know it, all you have to do is worry about defending your loot, from the aggressive. It would be better if it were zombies, because at least they're not that intelligent. But what we may have in our future may get a little bit real. Thank you for being a part of this. Love you. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your support. Thank you to the patrons and the sponsors. Thank you, Bradley, for your donation this night. And I do want all of you to stay out of trouble and take care of one another. I'll catch you guys soon. More videos on the channel than you can watch. Discord link in the description. Twitch link in the description. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Wait a minute. What? I think Big SC donated $3, but it didn't trip the thing because Tree Fitty is the threshold. So thank you, Big SC, if you're still here. And I love you, and I'll catch you guys soon. Take it easy. Have a great night.